More and more people are asking questions about how the context of development and poverty are changing in the world today. And those discussions commonly bring into focus two main groups of countries, middle-income countries and fragile states. And these two groups are coming into focus because two things. Firstly, the debates about the locus of poverty, that these are increasingly countries where poverty is focused. And number two, because of the unique challenges that are involved in aid and international cooperation supporting progress in these countries. For middle-income countries, these are countries where there's moderate levels of growth, where there's greater stability and political progress, and the narrative and debate is moving on to tackling questions such as inequality, inclusive growth, and how to promote further improvements in governance. And these pose really great challenges for donors and other actors, international actors, in engaging. They have to understand what their unique role is. They are small in comparison to local resources. What can their resources add? And is their engagement just a geopolitical question, or does it have some significance beyond that? For fragile states, the questions are quite different. For fragile states, very complex interplay of governance, development, poverty, and instability issues. And this poses challenges for donors in trying to understand what role their aid plays in that complex mix of questions, but also how development agencies work together with other arms of government to respond to those challenges. Around aid to middle-income countries, donors are generating more and more ideas about how to best use their aid effectively to leverage local resources and to use local resources more effectively to support development, to work with the private sector and to promote more inclusive models of development. So, for example, the European Commission is looking at how it uniquely tailors its aid to the developing countries that are progressing further and faster. In the context of fragile states, a group of countries called the G7 Plus are leading a process called the New Deal, which is attempting to identify and help guide implementation of principles and approaches to delivering aid effectively in fragile states and dealing with the complex challenges that those countries face. And that process is moving ahead very rapidly, and it's hoped that it will become a blueprint for future approaches in those countries. Cape Conference, we hope, will play a really important role in helping take forward discussion on aid and international cooperation in these contexts. It's really important that we take stock of what ideas have emerged and what experience have been had with those ideas. And Cape Conference, hopefully, will provide a forum for doing that. On aid to middle-income countries, for example, we're bringing together the multilateral development, people from multilateral development banks, the European Commission, and the main donors that are looking to explore these questions. But we're also going to have their representatives from some of the most prominent middle-income countries, Brazil, India, China, South Africa, who can share their experiences about their needs and their experiences of engaging in this work. On aid to fragile states, helped by ODI's strong linkages with the G7 Plus group of countries and its work in lots of fragile contexts, we're bringing together actors from fragile states who are closely involved in the G7 Plus process, working day to day in trying to respond to these challenges, as well as the donors that are looking to lead this process of responding to challenges around fragile states. And of course, a wide range of other actors from the private sector, from philanthropy, from the NGO community that have important perspectives to add on these questions.